you're doing that, I'm pulling this quote by this Jesuit priest Joseph Turmel, and he actually says that in the West and in the East they all held to the doctrine of the Father incarnate, meaning monarchianism. So it's a powerful fact that the doctrine of the Trinity was only a bunch of philosophers like Justin Martyr, Origen, Hippolytus, Tertullian. It was a very small sect, like Brother Joshua said, from that quote from Adolf von Harnack in History of Dogma, Volume 3. He says that the majority of the Christians were monarchians, but the minority was this group called the Logos Party. So they were the ones trying to infiltrate the church. They were the ones trying to introduce this Greek philosophic way of blending the Hebrew scriptures with the Gnostic philosophy, with the doctrine of emanations. If you have not heard about the doctrine of emanations, it's basically this energy that they call the supreme deity is ultimately splitting himself in multiple deities, and they're all sharing into this God nature. Does that sound like the Trinity? It sounds like the Trinity to me, right? They're all sharing into that God energy, that God nature. They always say the same thing, and yet the free, separate, individual God, right? God, which makes gods, right? You can't say you're each God and say, well, there is only one God. If each are God, then you count three gods. You don't count one God, you count three gods sharing equality. However you want to work that theology in your pagan view, that's fine. But with the monotheistic Hebrew view, it's incompatible. It's incompatible because Isaiah 46 verse 5, God says, who will you compare me with? Who will you liken me with? I am not, you cannot compare me. You cannot make anyone my equal. There is no equal to God. And the Jews were about to stone Jesus for blasphemy because in John chapter, correct me if I'm wrong, brother, it's in John 10, right? They said, we stone you not because, you do miracles, right? But you as a man, you make yourself equal as God. So Jews in the Second Temple period, they understood when a man was saying, I am one with the Father, John 10:30, I am one with God, they understood that Jesus was saying, I am Echad. I am the God, the Lord, Yod He Vave. I am Echad. I am one. And when he said that, they said, you're a man making yourself identical, equal to God. You have to understand, there is no being, there is no individual that can predicate equality to that God, to the God of the Hebrews. It's impossible. So when Jesus said that, they said, you deserve to die, because we know no one who is equal to our God, the Father. Very simple. Very, very simple. Go ahead, brother.
That's John chapter 10, verse 33. Because he says, makest yourself God. They make us thyself. He says, they're going to stone you because you make us thyself God. So
yes,
I get Trinitarians all the time. They'll say, I said Jesus is the Father on TikTok. I had a little post thing and I put it on my thumbnail for one of my videos on YouTube. It says Jesus is the Father, and people get so mad. They're like, "Hey, you need to reread John 1:1." Or I'm like, "Well, you need to reread it because it says the word is Theos. There's only one Theos. There's not multiple.
Right.
Only one Theos. So they got a real big issue because here's what people say that always been with the
Go
Father.
ahead, bro. Absolutely.
Always been with the Father, but you have a real major issue when God himself spoke through Isaiah and said he's by himself. There's no Savior, Redeemer, no God beside him. He's the Savior, the Redeemer. You got.
That's right.